Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for Akatsuki no Yona, also known as Yona of the Dawn. Yona of the Dawn, chapter 249, entitled Hold It Together. Now, right out of the gate, everyone's gonna go, wow, about this chapter, like, oh my god. But, I think I've already clued in to what Kusanagi's doing. I think I've already got this chapter, though it is an emotionally driven chapter as a Shin-ah fan. 100%. It's done very well. But, I can honestly say, Kiso's leg's not gone. Soo-won did not get his head chomped off. And your main reviewer, because honestly, I was trying to find reviews. Am I the only actual YouTuber when you search the latest chapter that comes up? Like, I've found some anime reviews and over-arc reviews. But does anybody else do this week to week? Because, in all honesty, I feel like I deserve more views for this shit. Anyways, point is that I wanted to see what everyone else thought about this, but because normally when I theorize something, I'm usually wrong. I can admit that, you know. I'm usually not so much with shonen, but with shoujo, or specifically with Yona of the Dawn, most of my theories have been incorrect. So I don't have a great track record. So the fact that I was correct that Yon's going to show up, and Yon's going to be the reason that Shin-ah, the blue dragon, calms down, I mean, I had it. Though I'm not the only one, obviously, who would say it, but I was looking for other people to talk about it. And then I realized, no, seriously, is it only Reddit and Discord that I follow? That's all who's talking about this? Because it's such a good series, you know? Even though it had a weak arc, you know, currently, it's still a fantastic series. So I'm quite surprised there's not more people that pick it up. But maybe, you know, my search results were filtered or something stupid that day, you know? But anyways, fact is that, so Yon shows up at the end of the chapter. And he, of course, you know, he's just like, Shin-ah, calm down, and blah. Of course, Yon's not scared. And we know that Shin-ah mistaken Taisu for Hawk, right? And it's like, okay, that, like, all this is making total sense. And then the fact that it's like, okay, he reacted to the enemy, Kisok, right? Like, they had him, not docile, but they had him down. They had him, okay, he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to do this stuff. And actually, I will admit, the end part of the chapter was incredibly sad. Like, it was incredibly sad and stuff like that. The funny thing is that Kisok and everything was actually trying to help. He's like, do not hurt the blue dragon. Restrain him, but do not hurt him on the order. So all the generals are involved. The Wind General, we have the Sky Tribe General, we have, you know, Kisok. Everyone's like, this is obviously Shin-ah. Like, I love for once, characters aren't bloody stupid. It's rare to find, in not just in shonen, but in seinen and shoujo as well. You find that characters, like, don't make the obvious connection. Like, oh my god, I've never seen a creature like this, except for the fact that, what's that legend? Oh yeah, and Yona awakened that legend, and the guy's been calling himself the Blue Dragon the whole goddamn time, and the dragons were taken, maybe a blue-scaled dragon showed up, maybe there's some connection, like 2 + 2 = 4, like, for once. I love that we actually have characters in manga, and not just like one, not just like the main cast member who's not listened to at the time, no. All these side characters, all the supporting cast are like, it's obviously fucking Shin-ah, and we are going to go, and we are going to not try to kill him, we're going to try to restrain him, we're going to try to help him, calm him down, and figure out what the hell is going on. And I also love in this chapter, it's implied that they're like, go get Princess Yona, go find Yona immediately, because we obviously don't know what's going down, but she's the princess of the 4 dragons, maybe she can do something. Like, the level of intelligence should be, I shouldn't be praising it. Here's the ironic thing. Maybe it's irony. Yeah, it's definitely ironic. Is that I shouldn't be praising this because this is very 3rd, 4th grade level intelligence. But the fact that we don't get it for the sake of drama in every goddamn TV show, telenovela, manga, anime, all movie, all that shit, just to create and sow chaos for the sake of drama and the sake of plot is just sometimes when you see just honest, like you don't expect it and it comes to you like we praise it, we shouldn't, like I shouldn't be so happy about this, but the fact that this actually happened, it actually made me quite happy. So either way, they do capture him, the generals all show up and stuff, and Shin-ah is sort of like I can't move, and he's sort of in a turmoil, and there are enemies everywhere, enemies, and enemy, and then he sees and he stares at Ki-sok, and then it's like boom, well, oh shit, so he completely chomps down on a leg. Now, here's the thing, maybe that leg is gone, maybe, but I'm gonna throw you guys for a loop here, is that not the first panel, and this is where my argument is going to go, or my theory has a little bit of a hole in it, but we'll wait and see, is that, remember what Shin-ah's eyes do, remember what his ability does. It doesn't just paralyze you and drop you dead. It makes you think, like, it gives you the phantom pain, like, my arm is gone, it's in lava and stuff. Meanwhile, they're totally fine. They think that their arm is gone, but their arm is fine. They think they're slashed all over, that they're bleeding out. They're fine. It's the fear. Shin-ah's eyes use that. We haven't seen it because we see it in passing, but we haven't for whole arcs, years now. We haven't actually seen the effect from the perspective of the people who take it. We see the outward effect that the human world sees, but we don't see the inward thought and what they're perceiving is happening, what they think is happening. So we know this, and right after this, we see the eye of Dragon Shin-ah, right? Notices Ki-sok is an enemy, chomps at the leg. And immediately we see the eyes. The eyes, not just dragon eyes, but the eyes of Shin-ah. Now, my thing is that we only see Ki-sok go down. We see Ki-sok. So, from a perspective standpoint, here's what I'm saying, is that we see Ki-sok go down. He's the one who perceives that his leg is gone. But we saw a panel of the eyes. We are actually in the inner mind right now of Ki-sok. And even if you want to make the argument that the other people recognize that Ki-sok has now just lost his leg, what if Shin-ah's power affects everybody? That almost dreamlike persona, that fear dream that he creates with his eyes, in his dragon form when utilized, affects all surrounding people to perceive the same thing, the same dream fear, right? It's a possibility is all I'm making the argument for. It's a possibility because I could buy that, the dragon chomped on Ki-sok's leg and it's like, oh shit. So, but once again, we don't see anybody acknowledge that Ki-sok lost his leg. We see the Wind Tribe react, but not like, oh my god, the world is ending. We see then Ki-sok looking down and going, he ate my leg. Okay. Then we see Jodo, like, just because Ki-sok was clearly attacked and collapsed, but we see him sweating, but he draws his sword, and then he's told no, but we don't mention anything about the leg. Put your sword away, you can't hurt the blue dragon. The dragon, of course, Shin-ah escapes all the ropes and all that stuff, and, he cut the rope, and he picks him up, and the weird, now this could be a translation thing, but he says, can you stand? That's what Jodo says to Ki-sok, can you stand? That's an odd question to ask someone who just lost a leg. You can't stand on one leg. How would you be able to do that? So, that seems like an odd question for someone who clearly just saw a leg get ripped off. So, wait a minute. And then it says, it looks like he's using some strange power. Nobody talks about the leg again. And then Ki-sok himself says, all the sensation in my leg is gone. And he says, I'm fine. More importantly, let's tie down the blue dragon again. So, my perspective of this is that Ki-sook felt the sensation, that fever dream shit, that he lost his leg. He didn't actually, but he's still feeling the effects of it. He picks him up and says, "Can you stand?" And he's like right now he's basically saying, "No, I can't, because I still, to me, my perception is my leg has been bitten off. I don't feel my leg there. I don't feel my right leg anymore," right? So he's just like, "So no, right now I need you to hold me up because I feel one-legged." That's the way I'm taking the dialogue. So the dialogue, everyone's reactions, and then Ki-sook's own reaction to the leg thing, like Jodo would immediately, they'd be like, "We need to get you to a medic right now. You're gonna bleed the fuck out with half a leg, just spewing blood right now." Jodo wouldn't be so calm about this, and Ki-sook wouldn't either, and wouldn't reference the dialogue, and the reactions from the characters are telling me that this is the fever dream effect. Now it's funny because then soo-won shows up and everyone's like, "Your Majesty," and then chomp baby, and that's it. Soo-won has now been eaten. His head is gone by Shin-ha. Everyone is just, wait, now this is a reaction when someone bites a fucking leg off or a head off. Then they're just like, what the hell? And then they say, "Save His Majesty and kill the blue dragon." Now, here's the thing, is that clearly, now the Wind Tribe isn't going to go along with this, but I don't believe that, once again, that same chomp, they've perceived it, and this is why I'm thinking that the dragon form has used the eyes to give everyone the same vision sort of idea. So they see soo-won, so even though Jodo knows that they all know that the head's not gone, they took away the sensation, you know what I mean? So I'm curious, I am sort of curious as to whether they're believing that that's the case, because clearly this is not how soo-won dies. Though I will give credit to the manga, if this is the case, that soo-won just straight up, boom, gone, and that's the end of it, ballsy ass move. Okay, because nobody expects this to be the case. And now, as I said, I have plenty of evidence, and I think I made a pretty good argument. You can disagree, of course, but I think I made a pretty good argument as to the fact that Ki-sook's leg isn't actually gone. For a multitude of reasons. There's multiple theories behind it. Either the blue dragon form can supersede and give everyone the same dream, and it's more powerful, or Ki-sook saw it. Everyone sees the dragon attack Ki-sook, but Ki-sook's the only one who perceives that his leg is actually gone. Nobody else sees a leg missing from Ki-sook, but he still feels that. Now that this thing has attacked soo-won, everyone just kill the dragon, Ki-sook, they sort of can't separate the dream or the reality from the dream, the fear dream that Shin-ha creates. So now they don't really know what to believe. So now Ki-sook, while in pain, no sensation from himself, he's just like, "Alright, I tried my best. I tried to be a good person to save the blue dragon. His Majesty has just got his head bit off. Kill the goddamn thing." So I think this is more emotional driven, not anything else. And of course, this is where Jodo goes into attack, remembers how happy Yona was with the dragons and stuff. Just like last time, Jodo is still, yes, he's for the king, but Yona is his, yeah. So they attack the dragon, he gets attacked. They go to Your Majesty, which, by the way, I seem to see some hair there, just saying. I think I see a head still attached. So, I mean, nobody would go to save His Majesty. If his fucking head is missing, no one's gonna say save His Majesty and then Your Majesty and everyone rush like they can do anything. If his head is actually chomped off, that's it. That's the end of it, right? So I'm more curious if by chomping the head off in his blue dragon state that Shin-ha is going to put soo-won. This actually might be the cure to the Crimson Dragon illness, by the way. Is that he's going to send him into that dragon pseudo-limbo place that Zeno talks through and shit like that. I'm curious as to what biting the head and losing sensation of your mind is going to do to soo-won in the grand scheme of things. But once again, I'm not in the belief of that, I think that just emotions and tensions are high, that they can't control the dragon, and eventually this thing will bite the wrong thing and not, it won't be a dream, it'll be reality. So they all go to attack the Water Tribe General and Tai Su's brother, I forget his name, but current Fire Tribe General. And then they all go down, and Yon rushes up, and that's immediately when Yon, as I already said, Yon's just like, Shin-ah, you're Shin-ah, right? And stuff. And that's when Yon's like, everyone, just stop right now. And he's just like, I need to tend to you and stuff. And we see Shin-ah just crying. This is my very important, my precious name of light, and recognizes finally there's somebody there, somebody who Shin-ah can notice as one of the people that took him out of the darkness, my precious light. And he remembers meeting Yona for the first time, but that's not what I think that was actually a mistake in a way. It's showing, because it's taken away the Yon moment a little bit for me, but is that he's remembering, like, Shin-ah, that's my name, that's a very important, this is my very important friend. That's how it should have said, this is my very important light. And it should have shown the first time the group was together or something like that, not the first time he met Yona. Because yes, an important memory that cannot be forgotten, that's great, but it's not Yona that's saving him right now, it's Yon. So it's taken away the fact that he's stopping his rampage and recognizing Yon as part of his precious light, the one who took him out of the darkness. And yes, that was Yona in the end of the day, but Yon was a contributing factor. Yon is one of the only people that Shin-ah trusts. He trusts his brother dragons, he trusts Yona, Yon, and Hawk. That's it. That's all he trusts in the entire world. So the fact that they're taking away that moment from Yon a little bit there is just sort of bothering me slightly. I just think it was the wrong context to showcase. I know what they mean, but the fact that I need to read between the lines to realize that, okay, we're just seeing the first memory, this was the person who dragged him out. Yeah, okay, but giving credit to Yona when it's Yon's doing right now, you know, a little bit, just a little bit. But maybe I'm being too picky. Either way, I thought it was a very good chapter. Though once again, I am curious as to what biting the head with the fever dream is going to do. We really need a name for that attack. Or what he does. I keep calling it a fever dream, a fear reality, a perception. I don't know what to call it, but we need a name for it. But either way, I am curious what the effects are going to be in his full dragon form doing that to Soo-won, because once again, I don't think Kiso's leg is actually gone. I think he lost sensation and he believes it's that phantom pain feeling. And same with Soo-won. Soo-won got his head bit off, but it's not actually physically gone. So, but we don't know what the effects are going to be. I assume Kiso's leg, the sensation will come back in time. No different than how Shin-ah's abilities work all the time. But we've never seen him attack a mind, a head, a brain. You know what I mean? So, should be quite interesting. Either way, that's my opinion. So yeah, there was like shock and awe this chapter initially, but then the moment I saw the eyes and the weird way everyone was reacting to Kisok and the odd dialogue, I was like, wait a minute, none of this is actually real, is it? It feels real, but it isn't real. So either way, that's it for me, guys. Sorry this review was so late and stuff like that, but I'm trying to play catch up, and I always get so far behind. The moment I get caught up, I'm like, yes, I will keep to my schedule. Real life happens. So sorry about the lateness of this review, as always. Apparently the next chapter is going to drop on November 4th or 5th. I might be able to get that one out within the day or so, but it just depends on what November brings, realistically. Because work is really hectic right now, so apologies if that one is late too. But either way, chapter 249 was a very well done chapter, I think. Though, once again, I think that they should have given the spotlight a little bit more to Yon or the Happy Hungry Bunch as a whole, rather than just credit Yona. Like, yeah, she gets the credit for being the catalyst, but who's calming Shin-ah down right now is Yon, not Yona. So, yeah, that's my only real critique of the chapter, in all honesty. And I like the fact that we're sort of leaving it ambiguous that is Kisok's leg really gone and stuff. You really need to know the manga. You need to really read the chapter a couple times and look at it and sit back and go, whoa, take away the shock and awe. Is that actually happening, given Shina's ability? You know what I mean? So, very well done. I'll give it a solid 9 out of 10. It's a very good chapter. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And we'll see all you beautiful people who, remember, once again, take care of yourself incredibly well. You're awesome. All that fun jazz. And we'll see you all, wonderful people, back here next time for Yona of the Dawn. Yeah, I already did. Nah, I'll do it one more time. Yona of the Dawn! There. We're signing that out on a good note. We'll see you guys back here next time. Have a good one. Sayonara.